Shalom, Kal Halayim La Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sons of Akim out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, with charity. This is your brother Ash, Bahakab from the Great Millstone Miami Camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and Lord willing and edifying. In this lesson, I want to speak on briefly being circumspect and trusting your intuition, okay? Which we know what, or should know what the word circumspect means. Around, spect, to look around, okay? As we should be in these times when you came into this truth, when we all came into this truth, speaking to us that have this truth, we understood what time it was. The scriptures speak about counting the cost, okay? The scriptures told us we were going to be hated in this world for taking on this belief, taking on this faith, all right, for believing in this truth, the truth of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Okay, so we understand that we're going to be persecuted. As the scriptures say, all that live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. That's a promise. Okay, so we don't exactly know how that persecution is going to come. As it says in Hebrews, the 12th chapter, down the line, it says, you have not resisted unto blood. You have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, roughly paraphrasing. Which you have certain brothers that have given up their lives. Going back to the elders of our elders. Speaking of the apostles of Great Millstone, you know, their elders, on down to recently. You have brothers that have given their lives, even in these times, for the faith. But on a mass scale, as we really read about, like the persecution that Yahweh Shai, his apostles and the disciples after them were persecuted, you know, we really haven't gotten to that point. But we understand that which was then is now, and that which be shall be done, roughly paraphrasing. There's no new thing under the sun. History is going to repeat itself. We understand these things. And through the spirit, I just want to speak on, you know, that's the times that we're living in, for real. You know, this is just through the spirit. You know, speaking to myself first and foremost, there's this, you know, Edom, well, you know, he looks at what we do as a high level treason. The scriptures say, he that turneth from righteousness make himself a prey. We understand what's going on at this point. And I just want to speak on, you know, just like you had right now, Lord's where I get to do a video on that too. You had the military just went on DEFCON 3, which is a certain level. Just like after 9/11, you had the Department of Homeland Security put out they said we on code orange or something like that. Around that time, you got the military saying we're basically getting closer to World War III. That's what they're saying, because of everything that's going on with Biden and Russia, you know, Putin, between the U.S. and Russia, which we understand that's biblical prophecy. That's something that we're waiting on. And another thing that we're waiting on, you know, so call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushua for that. That's another sign that we almost out of here. But another sign is that persecution. That's something else that has to happen before we out of here. So if we, you know, expect us to be out of here soon, which Lord willing we are, we gotta, you know too that persecution is right around the corner, for real. So in these times now, so more than ever, like the Elder Mahmoud says when he opens up his lessons, man, even now so than ever, we really gotta be on point, man. Speaking to myself first, it's a lot of weird shit going on. It's a lot of funny shit going on. Okay. And through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Lord has granted us gifts of the spirit. Okay, he's given us a different spirit than these people in this world. Okay, we are not possessed by these different spirits of the left hand like we used to be when we was out in the world, lost in the sauce. And guess what? Anybody that comes against this truth, they under the possession of those same spirits, man. The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai working with them. They on the losing team. They on the opposing team. Okay? So the Lord has given, with scripture said we have the victory through Mashiach Yahushai. And through that, on the way to that victory, the Lord has given us certain tools, man. Certain spiritual weapons, certain spiritual defenses, spiritual gifts that's going to help us get the victory. Okay, one of those gifts is the gift of discernment. As the scripture say, you read about that in 1 Corinthians. We have a certain level of discernment amongst the body, starting with our apostles and elders on down, man. And you're going to have certain brothers with a little more discernment. They may, the Lord may put a spirit on them to see something when somebody else doesn't. And that's the beauty of the body. Okay? But to each and every one of us individually, starting with myself first, we have to pray for the Most High to give us more discernment. Okay? To be able to read these different spirits, to be able, the scripture said, prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. So a prudent man ain't gonna wait till, evil hits him right on the head. He gonna see it coming. And that's a gift of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua through wisdom, through the spirit. And that's a spirit, that's a spiritual gift. That's intuition. And that's what I want to speak about on this lesson, man. So I got the etymology, the online etymology for the word intuition, which I'm pretty sure some brothers already know what this means, but I want to get into it because of course it's spiritual. All right, this is intuition, mid 15th century, intuition, insight, direct or immediate cognition. Okay, cognition is basically your thoughts. All right, your mental. Spiritual perception. Okay, and perception, that's vision. That's the angle, your angle, the way. It's not just you being able to see, but it's how you looking at something. How do you see things around you? You got because us in this truth, we don't see things the way a regular person sees something. Okay. And so like one example is the so-called white man. When you in the world, you may not like white people, or you may don't have no problem with them. Okay, but once you find out the truth about who you really are, who they really are, you don't even look at a white person the same. You see they pasty, nasty, red skin, and especially if they got the blue eyes, that's leprosy of the skin, leprosy of the eyes. They got blonde hair, that's leprosy of the hair. You know what I'm saying? And you know they the devil, especially you try their spirit. You see they not of the tribes. They really are Esau, Edom. You know they of the devil. You don't look at them like a regular person do. When you understand their true nature. And that's just an example. You don't look at a woman the same way that these regular dudes look at a woman. That's all. Perception is everything. The way you look at something. But it says originally theological, which we know theological is the study of God. From late Latin intuitionum, nominative initio, a looking at, consideration. Okay, being able to look at something and consider what's going on. Noun of action, from past participle, stem of Latin inturii, look at, consider. From in, meaning at or on, and tuderai, to look at, watch over. So literally to look at or to watch over. Okay? So that's literally what the word means, to look at. And it says insight or immediate cognition. Like you could see something and immediately you already know what's going on. You could look at somebody and through, the intuition that the Lord has given us, you can look at somebody and see this nigga ain't right. This nigga up to something. Let me keep my eye on this person. Okay? And it's different for every brother, and it grows as longer you've been in this truth. In my short period, the Lord has given me certain intuition and seeing different things, and I may not always automatically do something about it like I should, and I end up getting judged. That happens a lot. Even when I was in the world, you see something, you have a thought, but you don't, you had that voice in your head, or what they call that gut feeling, but you just brush it off, and then bam, you get into some shit, and you're like, damn, I already know. You already know why. Because you had that thought, and you brushed it. You didn't go with your first mind. We have to learn in this truth, especially as time goes on. The Most High is going to be more merciful unto us, and show more grace unto us, Lord, when we be of that elect. So he's gonna give you spiritual hints. He's gonna drop spiritual clues, because a time like never before is gonna happen. All right, the Archangel Michael's gonna have to come down and help us out. So expect the Lord to deal out more of the spirit of discernment unto you, because we're gonna need it, and we gotta have the spirit to trust it, to know that it's from the Lord, and to trust it, and to move with that intuition, which is faith. Okay, learning to walk with faith, man. All right, and it also spoke of insight. So let's get that word insight. Then we go get some scriptures. All right, this is insight. Sight with the eyes of the mind, mental vision, understanding from within. Okay, and that's heavy, man. Being able to see with the mind's eye. What they call so-called your third eye, man. Your mind's eye. The scriptures say we walk we walk by faith, not by sight. So what is that? That's your mind's eye. You see, and it passes logic and reason. It's straight from the spirit. So we got to learn to cultivate this spiritual gift. Speaking of myself first. Okay. But the meaning often seems to be felt as sight into, it says something else. And so the sense shifted to penetrating understanding into character or hidden nature. Okay, so, the two go hand in hand. Penetrating understanding into character or hidden nature. Like, everybody that comes across you ain't going to really be who they are or who they appear to be. You got to be able to see within somebody that their hidden nature. Like, we know the hidden nature of Esau, Edom, which is the nature of a serpent. Scriptures tell us to never trust our enemy. Okay, and we got to know through the spirit that these people that ain't in the truth, man, they your enemy. You got to look at everybody as your enemy. Even, that's why the scriptures tell us, the way we should be around certain of our enemies, man. Because if Yahushua said, man, if he that is not with me scattereth abroad, roughly paraphrasing. If you ain't with the Lord, you against him. So we got to look at everybody we meet on a daily basis as a potential, threat. Especially in the times we coming into. All right. So let's get some precepts. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All right. And Yahushua told Peter that Satan desires to sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you that your faith fail not. Paraphrasing. Okay, and the scriptures say, when thou art converted, strengthen thy, and Yahushua told him, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. Roughly paraphrasing. So Peter knew, man. Peter knew how Satan would be moving in these last days. And he desires to sift each and every one of us. and that Satan is not gonna come in the form of the spiritual demon Satan actually manifesting himself before you, you know, like he did to Yahushua, which the Lord could allow that to happen. But you know, we more so see Satan manifest himself in the form of, you know, jump on a woman, have certain spirits on the left hand jump on a woman, especially the so-called black woman. Most of the time, you know, whether you're trying to deal with her or not, Satan could come in the form of your lust. Okay, whatever that may be, which you already know. Okay, Satan could come in the form of Esau, Edom, which all these Edomites got Satan on them, each and every last one of them. Okay, it could come in the form of a jump on one of the men of the tribes, the Israelite men that look like you, and he could be sent to add affliction to your bonds. There's many different ways. Okay, but the scripture said we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, so we understand. All right, lest Satan should get an advantage over us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we should be sober and vigilant. You go into that word sober. Okay, it says, Salakia. You go into that word sober. It's a nepho, and it says to be sober, to be calm and collected in spirit, to be temperate, dispassionate, circumspect. Okay, and when you read down, it says be sober, watch. So in order for you to really be circumspect, you got to be in a calm and collected spirit. You can't be, you know, you can't be out of your mind. You can't be out of your wits. You gotta be in the right spirit to be able to actually look around and see things that's going on around you. Okay, you gotta show temperance, which is self-control, dispassionate. Okay, you can't be all over the place. Then it says vigilant, which is, it says Gregorio. It says to watch, give strict attention to, be cautious, active, to take heed lest through remission and indolence some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one. Okay, so you gotta give strict attention to what's around you, what's going on, what's going on in the spirit, and also, you know, physically what's going on around you. So you gotta take heed through lest through remission and indolence. Indolence meaning laziness. Okay, you may not, you know, because being circumspect requires energy. It requires your focus. It don't require no energy to just go on not thinking about what's going on around you. Okay, you can't be downplaying certain situations, like not trusting in your intuition. You know, making excuses. You gotta take heed. Which I've been, guilty of not taking heed, and been judged with that. So, you know, I don't want to be in that spirit. You know, that's not the spirit to be in, man. So you gotta watch and be vigilant. Just like if my brothers, played Grand Theft Auto. I remember Grand Theft Auto. You had Vice City, the third one. Any brother that played the Grand Theft Auto, they had you could steal a police car or a motorcycle, and you could put it on vigilante mode. They will let you be a cop, like play like you a cop. Okay. Also, you watch these different superhero movies. You know, the police will always refer to the superhero as a vigilante. You know, they was mad at him, hating because the superhero was actually solving crimes that they either couldn't or didn't want to. So they would try to demonize, you being a vigilante. All right, but we gotta be spiritual vigilantes, man. Which means to be on the lookout. Okay, to be on watch. All right, watching out for evil. Okay. I'm gonna bring out this scripture, and Lord will, I'm gonna close it out. This is the book of Sirach, chapter Sirach 33, right? No, 37. Salakia. This is book of Sirach, chapter 37, and verse 20. Verse 12. Salakia. Sirach 37 and 12. But be continually with the godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord. Right, and that's speaking now so more than ever as well. Okay, just like we said, the first verse, 1 Peter, it applies now more than ever, because you guys Satan coming down with great wrath, as the scriptures say, for he knoweth that he have a short time. Well, this scripture also speaks now so more than ever, because we supposed to, as the scriptures say in Hebrews, Paul told the Israelites. All right, the Hebrews, he told them, forsake not the assembly of yourselves. Okay, and so much more as you see the day approaching. Roughly paraphrasing. So as we can clearly see the day approaching, we understand what that's going to entail, man. Persecution. Okay, and however form that comes, certain brothers is going to have to give their lives. Certain brothers may have to, do some time in a detention center somewhere. Okay, but we understand that also the Lord's going to raise up that standard, man. Spiritual power is going to be given. The Lord's going to send angels, starting with Michael. It's going to be a great deliverance is going on. Mighty works is going to be done in these last days. Okay, so this is the point of the video, so that we should, be looking out for these things. Look out for the Lord to make a way out of no way. Okay? Sirach 37 and 12, I read it again. But be continually with the godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. Right, talking about the brothers. In the times that we're coming there, we're going to need each other. All right, these people in the world, you can't trust them. So you gotta your only friends really should be the brothers amongst you. We know we got women, but you can't trust your woman. You can't even trust your woman like you trust the brotherhood. Okay, so verse 13. And let the counsel of thy own heart stand, which your heart is your mind, for there is no man more faithful unto thee than it. For a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in an high tower. Okay, so you gotta trust your intuition. If you got that voice in the back of your head and it won't go away, okay, the Lord is giving you confirmation after confirmation in the spirit about a certain thing, man. You gotta trust in the Lord, man. You gotta move with faith. Understand that's coming from the spirit. And it says sometimes, it ain't gonna be all the time. Sometimes you're gonna be wrong. Scripture say hardly we guess it right. Scripture speak about having a vain opinion. Roughly paraphrasing, but sometimes when that voice in your head is right, man. Sometimes that gut feeling, that's that insight, man. That direct or immediate cognition. When you see something, immediately you have a certain thought, and you feel convicted, like that's the way it should be. Sometimes we don't always listen, and things that happen. We have to learn to trust in the spirit, trust in that spirit. Okay, that sometimes that's more better than 7 watchmen on a high tower. 7 mean completion. Just like you had the ancient watchmen on the tower, they will see when the enemy comes, man. The scriptures say that sometimes your mind, sometimes your insight your mental vision, okay, your intuition is better than 7 watchmen on the high tower. Physical watchmen looking out for you on the tower. Okay, so we gotta continue to be circumspect and remain vigilant, okay, and to trust our intuition through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, which is a gift from the Lord, man. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and others, a great millstone that rule well. To the next lesson, Shalom.